Hey, good Monday morning, everyone. This is Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for Monday, November the 27th. Hope you're doing well. Today, we return to normalcy of some sort after the Thanksgiving weekend. I always felt that once Thanksgiving, the holiday at least, was concluded, we should continue to foster that generosity and thankfulness type message in our hearts that would propel us into the Christmas season, which should be all about sacrificial giving and giving of ourself more and recognizing the birth of Christ means that he came to give to us and now we should give to ourselves and others. So just my thought on how we move into this transitional period. So I'm going to ask you, as I always do, to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. Luke, chapter 21, verses 1 through 4. When Jesus looked up, he saw some wealthy people putting their offerings into the treasury, and he noticed the poor widow putting in 2 small coins. He said, I tell you truly, this poor widow put in more than all the rest, for those others have all made offerings from their surplus wealth, but she, from her poverty, has offered her whole livelihood. Several years ago, I was at a church festival. Not a big fan of them. That's a story for another time. But I was there and having a good time. And there was a booth that was for a group of special young adults that needed some funding. And they were going to hold a 50-50 raffle. So I went over because I wanted to give some money and gain a ticket towards this raffle. And a young man was sitting there, and there was a woman sitting next to him watching him. And you could tell that he too was what you'd call, at the time at least, a special young adult. He certainly was a very joyous person, but you could tell that he didn't have all of his faculties at every moment of every day. However, when I approached, the joy that came out of this young man was so evident. He saw an opportunity to share with me the needs not of himself, but of all those that he knew needed help. And he was telling me little stories about them. And then he told me, he says, you're going to buy a ticket. And I said, absolutely. And he says, now I really hope you win. I want you to win. And I said, well, I think I already won by meeting you. And that's propelled him to telling me even more stories. Well, I took the ticket. I gave a couple extra dollars towards the cause, and I walked away. And I will tell you, I still have that ticket as a reminder of what is an amazing sense of giving. This young man, like the widow in the gospel, had very little of his own, or so it seemed. Certainly very little in terms of financial wealth, but he had spiritual wealth that overflowed out of him because of his spirit of generosity and his spirit of joy that went along with it. The same was clear in the gospel, where Jesus, maybe not seeing it directly in the words, saw the spirit and joy in the woman and did not see it as much in the wealthy people. It has nothing to do with giving of money or time or talent. It has nothing to do with how much you're giving. It has to do with the abundant joy that you can carry on with it, the sincerity that you can carry on along with it. If you need a more up to date example, take a few looks at Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa had nothing. She not only had nothing in terms of financial wealth, but she had very little in terms of her physical strength, even. But look at the smile on her face when she does what she does, tirelessly and with total joy and exuberance to serve those who are in front of her. This is, I think, the message we can all take out of this gospel, not only for this day, but as we launch into this next season of Christmas. Where will our hearts be? Will they be kind of in a stuck place? Well, no, we need to unstick them. We need to take examples like this boy that I met at the festival, like Mother Teresa, and like many others that you can find in front of you that will give you motivation to joyous giving of yourself, and feeling that you are full of abundance when it comes to serving God's creation. Well, my friends, that's my message for you on this Monday morning. As always, I hope it was helpful. Hope you could take it into your day and into your week. I always welcome your thoughts and your comments, and I appreciate you being here with me. We are going to take a moment or two of silent reflection, and then we'll end with a prayer. Most loving God, we thank you for the gifts that you provide to us, especially the gift of examples. Examples like Mother Teresa, examples like the boy that I met many years ago at that festival, who show us that the joy in giving really flows from our hearts and our faith in you and all that you can provide to us, that we can then spread out to this world, to all of God's creation, especially those in true need. My friends, I wish you all a wonderful Monday, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Take care.